see, that's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, because you
then
can't
you won't
trust
be able
anyone
to
now.
trust anyone and
You can't,
everything
man.
now.
It's dead. It's dead.
Yeah,
It's dead.
that's gonna make it hard for like them guys to be friends.
Yeah,
because then they're gonna be. Boom! Boom! Boom!
Bang, we're back again. Bang, back again like I never left. I'm back again like I never left.
Unorthodox reactions.
I'm back
Unorthodox
again like I
intro.
never left.
Welcome back, guys, to another
I'm back again like I never
reactions.
left.
Today we have for
Back
you
again like I never left. I'm back
story
again like I never left.
recaps, and it
I'm back
is.
again like I never left.
They discovered a device that lets you enter another person's mind and control them, which sounds very interesting.
I wanna say welcome back to Unorthodox Reactions. We're back
Can you stop?
again.
Your energy's making my intro sound very boring right now. I don't like it.
Your intro is terrible. I'm bringing the energy for the team. We are back again with another Unorthodox Reactions. This time we are reacting to. He already explained that bit, so it makes me feel redundant.
Without further ado, let's get right into
Check
it.
in with us.
This is Story Recapped. Today I'm going to explain a drama, sci-fi,
Check in
and thriller
with
film
us
called
every
In
day.
Control. Spoilers ahead. Watch
Every
out.
day.
And
Now,
take
relax.
care.
All right.
On
I
an
was
empty
letting them
road,
know what to do.
Marissa
Freaking out, man.
desperately calls her friends for help. However, all her calls go to voicemail. She drives her car down the road while still trying to contact anyone
That
she
doesn't
can.
sound like a good idea.
Can I just ask, why the hell was she on that side? Where's she? How did she drive to nowhere?
What do you mean?
Like, she's in the middle of nowhere. And now she
know where
decides
she's
to call her
going.
friends.
You don't know when she's.
And now she's in a state of panic.
Can you let him
While
start
sending
the
a text
story?
message, she fails to notice a parked tractor. Her car collides with the tractor and crashes on the road. Samantha jogs around campus early in the morning. At home, she prepares to leave while her mother, Colleen, watches TV. As she's heading out the door, she finds overdue notices.
What's with the
Later, she attends a
hesitations?
class that discusses how social media has removed the idea of privacy among the younger generation. This has convinced people to film every human experience without concern for those being filmed. Her professor stresses that the reasons behind our actions are more important than how we do them.
That's a
He then
big
advises his students to reduce providing
room
answers in
for
their
such a
essays, but
little group.
instead focus on asking more questions.
That's a big room.
Well,
Such a little group.
fortunately, they're not the only ones attending university, are they?
Yeah, but I'm saying they could have found that class a smaller room, couldn't they?
Maybe there was not available rooms.
We don't know about that. I just think it's the movie or the producers trying to show that they had money for this movie, which we don't need to know that, do we?
Or maybe
just
this
put
was the
them in.
cheapest class they could find.
I doubt that.
Because they kind of needed space for the cameras and stuff to be set up, don't they?
No, they don't.
No, of course. 'cause
I've
they
seen
record with their minds. Don't
I've
they?
seen
Yeah.
I've seen classrooms smaller than that. Bruv, what?
So VFX.
Yeah, true.
After class, Samantha receives a C- on her paper,
Ooh.
much to her
Dang, quick
disappointment.
sub, Samantha.
Over
Come
the
on,
next
man.
few
Samantha,
days, she
that's
goes through her
terrible.
daily routine, feeling alone
Can't be
and
called Samantha and wear
unenthused.
glasses and
One
get
day, a
C-minuses.
customer at the cafe she
Unenthused.
works in requests peanut brittle. Due to Samantha's allergies, she asks her manager, Naomi, to fetch them.
You see the
Her friend,
pause?
Mark,
Yeah.
visits her to help her write the essay.
He's letting us
Samantha writes
gather
that her
the
professor
information.
dislikes her logical approach
Suspense.
and prefers personal stories. She chose the panopticon theory as her topic, which dabbles on the idea that people behave differently when they believe they're being watched. Mark then asks her what she would do if no one were watching her. That evening, Mark calls Samantha and invites her to his friend's apartment. There,
Just
she
making
meets
sure you got
Jenny
no cameras, man.
and Victor.
Relax.
They then take Samantha into a room where they
Golly.
find
I'm
Jenny
actually starting to like
unmoving
that
while
pose,
hooked
you
up
know,
to a
it's going
device.
on.
It's
Mark
cool.
explains that they found the device from the university. The device allows them to go into another person's mind. Suddenly, Samantha
We are unorthodox.
We are Unorthodox Reactions. And today we're gonna.
Nice.
steps forward and writes a note claiming that she's Jenny. She picks up the note, then snaps out of a trance, stunned by what she's written. Jenny had taken control of her mind momentarily to prove it works. Mark explains that they take a ride on somebody's mind to help them understand the person. They don't manipulate the person, but simply observe how they're feeling. The device, however, doesn't allow them to look into the person's memory. The group
Wait, they don't manipulate.
They can though, but they
observe
choose
the
not to.
person.
They can, but they
I know
choose
they
not
can,
to.
but I'm saying it's like,
How do you observe a person if you're just in their head? Oh, so
then-
you just let you carry on doing your day and
Okay,
they just
so
stay in your head.
do they have free will until they suggest for them to do
Yeah.
something?
group helps Samantha try out the device. Hesitantly, she activates it and finds herself in the body of a younger girl having dinner with her parents. Immediately, Samantha removes herself from her body. Before using the device further, Mark advises her not to do anything the real person wouldn't do. The person would be convinced that they are making the decisions despite being in their control, but those around them would notice anything out of character. He also stresses to avoid controlling anyone she knows. The device is limited by distance, so they can only enter the mind of someone nearby or in town. Using the device to enter
That's
people's
a
minds
big
sparks
ass.
inspiration in
That's
Samantha.
like that went from a radius of nearby to
Town.
like
Town.
what does that mean? The flip does that mean? Yeah, so from basically
Because when he said nearby, I was gonna be like, wait, who the frick is eating dinner nearby?
Yeah,
Like, or in
in
town.
town. I'm like,
I was like, well, that's not nearby.
that's not nearby, is it?
She rewrites her essay and even uses someone else's body to eat peanut butter. However, she also grows curious about Mark and his girlfriend Marissa. A classmate Samantha doesn't
That's
recognize
terrible.
approaches her and invites her to a party, which Samantha awkwardly accepts. She suspects that Jenny is controlling the woman, but the woman coyly smiles at her in response.
See, that's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, because you
then
can't
you won't
trust
be able
anyone
to
now.
trust anyone and
You can't,
anything
man.
now.
Dead. It's dead.
Yeah,
Dead.
that's gonna make it hard for like them guys to be friends.
Yeah,
because then they're gonna be
'cause,
thinking
yeah.
someone's like,
Controlling someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, dead.
especially them two that's dating. Whenever a girl tries to come up to the
Yeah.
one of them to like flirt, they will not trust them. They'll be
Nah.
like,
It's
I
that.
don't know if it's you
I
or
don't trust
not,
any of
but-
them already. I don't
At
trust any
home,
of them.
Colleen
man.
asks Samantha to watch a movie with her, but she's already heading out to meet with her friends. This makes Colleen curious about her new friends. Later, the group connects to the device to ride on the minds of wealthy college students at a house party. During the party, they have fun with recreational substances and physical pleasures.
That's
Afterward, they
messed
head out
up.
to a bar to drink. Hours later, Samantha disconnects from the device and feels the effects of leaving her mind for too long. The others remind her to return to her body occasionally to drink some water and eat. When Samantha returns home, she finds her mother crying over having no more milk in the fridge. She comforts her mother as she cries. The next day, Samantha
Okay.
shares her
Would you use that device though?
It depends. Like that's you can't. You have to finish. That's not a whole question. Finish the question, bruh.
What?
Would I use the device? Of
Yeah.
course.
You would
But-
use it to enter people's minds?
Yeah.
I wouldn't. That's just crazy, man.
Nah, because I would.
That's a weird thing. You'd get
Because
addicted
I would
to it.
at least once I would want to see like what it's like. Because I know I would want to see what it's like. Because I know I'm curious
You'd
like
get
that.
addicted to it.
That doesn't sound like something you get addicted to.
110% they're about to get addicted to it. But
But then that's why I said like just
of
to
course,
see.
think about it. You can
Like,
get
if
you can
keep using it, then
you
yeah,
can
you'll
use
get
someone
addicted
else's
to it.
body, right? Basically, you can do all the drugs they're doing, and
That's
not
what.
feel
That's why.
nothing
That's
to
why I
yourself.
said like if you
Of
keep
course, you're
using-
gonna get addicted.
But if I
to it.
just do it just to see what it's like, and then I'm like,
yeah,
alright.
that's how it all starts, mate. Yeah,
Yeah,
Just to
exactly.
see what it's like.
And then that's when you enforce self
Just to see
control.
what it's like.
Nah, I see that. I wouldn't want to do that because that's someone else, and you're like, that's their body you're ruining.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that's
you
like-
wouldn't.
And
but
then
they
you're
will.
not taking any of the consequences. So
Yeah,
I'm
they
like,
will.
Yeah, exactly. I'll feel terrible. I'll be like, that's.
You're already taking control of their body. Why? do you
Yeah,
have
but that
the
doesn't mean you
conscious
freaking ruin it for them when you give it back. Like,
okay.
what the frick? What kind of person are you trying to ruin?
No one. I'm saying you.
I can see why you wouldn't take control of it.
No, I won't. I'm
You
not a
are.
psycho, you little.
You keep trying to ruin people's
freaking
lives
hell,
for no
mate. Relax,
reason.
man. Just want to try
guilt over
something.
invading people's minds. Mark assures her that what they did the night before isn't something new to the people they hijacked their minds of. One day, the group goes into a different apartment where Jenny and Victor search for something. Once Jenny finds an envelope, they rush out. While working at the cafe, Naomi tells Samantha that she's going to give her a raise, much to her confusion. In class, Samantha also receives an A on her essay. One night, while in control of a group of friends, Victor robs someone from a convenience store. Mark is pissed at Victor's actions, but Victor just jokes about it. They then go to the group's friend's house where they are invited to partake in recreational substances. Samantha hesitates, so she leaves the body to think things through. When she wakes up, however, she finds that Mark is missing. She searches for him and calls his phone, but but it goes to voicemail. The following day, Samantha's class discusses how lack of freedom fuels addiction. With this thought, Samantha reconsiders continuing with their peculiar hobby. When Mark finally calls her, he shares that he went to Merriweather to escape the device. Samantha joins him and asks why he shared his secret with her and not his girlfriend, so Mark explains that he doesn't think Marissa would like it. Samantha then asks if he trusts Victor, believing that he is dangerous. Mark defends that Victor got better since using the device. Samantha then wonders how Jenny affords her apartment, thinking that she's
he got better by freaking doing all his urges with other people.
using her device to her advantage. Mark doesn't deny this, but says whatever reason Jenny and Victor use the device is their own business. When asked what he uses the device for, Mark answers that it helps him figure out who he is. Later, Marissa arrives to pick Mark up. Marissa offers Samantha a ride, but she refuses, claiming that her car is around the corner. Samantha goes to Jenny's apartment alone, all while thinking Mark is spending time with Marissa. She plugs herself into the device and loses herself momentarily. In the university, Samantha goes to someone's locker and takes an envelope full of money. Later, Naomi calls her as she's late for work. Naomi ends up covering her shift for the rest of the day. Naomi leaves a voicemail for Samantha that night, giving her permission to take the week off. After she hangs up the phone, Naomi looks confused as what she said. The following day, Samantha finds their fridge empty, but her mother is passive about it. Frustrated over her mother's irresponsibility, she packs a bag to leave. Colleen begs her not to leave, but Samantha does anyway. Samantha drives up to Jenny's to stay there for a while. Later, Colleen suddenly turns off her TV and gets dressed up before leaving the house. Samantha wakes up after going into the device, seeing that Jenny left her some food. Days later, Jenny finds Samantha slumped on the couch, having skipped class. Later, they use the device to attend another party using the wealthy students.
So I'm so confused right now because it seems more like her using the device is making other people's lives better except her.
No, I think someone
is
might.
it that-
No, I think other people might be using the device on her life, or she's doing it to affect other people's life. I don't know.
I feel like maybe someone's using it to like affect other people around us.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
But I'm like, why though?
Why is her mum getting dressed to go to where?
Yeah. It's so
Odd.
confusing.
Let's go.
Is disappointed that the students that Jenny and Mark are using aren't around. She then unhooks herself from the device and sees Mark still with them. With an idea in mind, Samantha goes back into the device. She enters Marissa's mind and studies the woman's body. Later, she sees Marissa's mother and sees how affluent her life is. She then reads Mark's text conversations with his girlfriend. When Samantha wakes up, she finds Jenny trying to help Victor, who's hyperventilating while still in the device. They can't forcibly wake him up, so Mark is still connected to the student in the party trying to help the body that Victor's in. Samantha goes back in and sees the party in chaos. She walks around and sees that the kid that Victor's in got stabbed. However, Victor isn't able to leave the body. Moments later, the kid stops breathing. Samantha disconnects from the device and sees Victor finally awake but in shock.
I was gonna say, why can't I be if you die in the game, you die in real life? Is there? But freaking out.
The kid died.
He gets up to leave, but Samantha stops him to ask what happened. Victor turns on her and demands who she is, questioning why Mark brought her to them. He then storms out without an explanation. One day, Marissa goes for a drive with Mark. Sensing something strange with her, Mark calls Samantha's phone, but she doesn't answer. He then suggests on heading out of town, but Marissa insists not to. Mark, however, drives further away. Moments later, Samantha wakes up, finding Jenny watching her use the device. After days of being away from them, Mark finds Samantha after learning that she quit her job. He invites her to go into the device again, and she reluctantly agrees. While driving back to Jenny, Samantha spots Victor walking with a student Mark hijacked during the parties. Later, she enters Marissa's mind again, and when she disconnects, Jenny invites her to hang out. Samantha, however, refuses. Later that day, Mark finds Victor in the docks prepping a boat to leave town. Victor blames him for what happened to the kid who got stabbed at the party. He's also questioning how he got the device in the first place, recounting how nobody even stopped him when he took it. Victor wants to leave town to make sure that he can think for himself again, doubting his own thoughts. When Mark insists that he join the group again, Victor even questions Mark's actions. Victor rants how he barely knew him or Jenny.
Okay, like
He's
I
explaining,
have so many questions.
Yeah, they're explaining stuff though.
Yeah, but
Then
like
the heat of it, we're gonna get to the root of it. Don't worry, we will answer all your questions at the end. Keep your questions, guys. They will be at the end of this class. Carry on.
baby.
before they started using the device. Then he questions how Mark insists that he join the group again. Victor even questions Mark's actions. Victor rants how he barely knew him or Jenny before they started using the device. Then he questions how Mark knew Samantha and berates him since they already used the device to help him be with Marissa, but Mark insists that Samantha is just a friend. Victor stresses that they should leave to put their minds back together, but Mark refuses, even promising to get Victor a bigger house using the device. Still, Victor refuses, calling the device evil. When he turns back to Mark, he's met with a knife to his stomach. Mark watches him bleed, admitting that they didn't really like Victor. Meanwhile, Jenny nervously paces around.
I knew Mark. Something's up with Mark.
Yeah.
Oh my god, man.
First of all, my question, because since they haven't answered it yet, was where the frick did he get the device in the first place?
That's what we're gonna get to eventually.
And then it's like, how is he? Because it doesn't seem like he knew any of them initially. How is he recruiting any of these people?
That's what I'm saying. So maybe the device is, I don't know.
And how are they picking the people who they're possessing? Like, can they possess any, or like, can they take over anyone they want? Because it seems like there's some type of like,
I don't know. They might
there's
be
some type of like planning in.
They might have to see the
person
and then
over.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they can just take over anyone in the world they want, but for some reason they'll keep going to the same person over and over again.
I don't know.
Her apartment. Soon, Mark arrives with a package and tells her that Victor tried to sail away from them. Jenny comments that the others won't be happy. She tells him that Samantha uses the device too often to control Marissa. Mark is surprised that Victor suspected Samantha, and now she's addicted to the device. Mark then takes a gun and heads to the room to watch Samantha, still in the device. He and Jenny discuss how these intelligent college students end up easily falling for their tricks. Jenny defends that she thought Samantha had potential, given that she kept her job longer than expected. Mark shrugs it off and aims the gun at Samantha. However, he hesitates, so Jenny takes the gun and shoots without blinking. After ending Samantha, Jenny asks about the MRI results, and Mark reports that they have detected lower serotonin levels and growth in the frontal cortex. Jenny then leaves to finish their experiments while Mark cleans up. After removing all the experiment's traces, Jenny invites Mark to coffee, commenting on how the girl she's in is fighting her. When he agrees, the woman controlling Jenny disconnects, and Mark shoots the real Jenny in the chest. To eliminate all witnesses to their experiment, the man controlling Mark pours water into a glass and takes a handful of pills. Man shoots the...
Yeah, so someone else is controlling them to do an experiment of like, see what other people do.
Yeah. And that's why they get.
So what, are they doing experiments
kids
to see if they're gonna get addicted to it?
I don't know, and then they get college kids to do it and then see how their life goes or something. I don't know.
But that still doesn't explain why her mom's life seems to improve all of a sudden.
We'll see. Maybe someone joined them.
Fighting her. When he agrees, the woman controlling Jenny disconnects, and Mark shoots the real Jenny in the chest. To eliminate all witnesses to their experiment, the man controlling Mark pours water into a glass and takes a handful of pills. He hesitates in front of a mirror before drinking. Then, he sits on the couch and waits for the effects. Days later, Marissa wakes up in the hospital. The nurse recounts how she was in a car accident and is recovering from multiple injuries. Weeks later, Marissa is released and returns to her home. She heads to her room and checks on her phone, seeing that Mark hasn't responded to her. Weeks later, she returns to the university but decides to switch degrees. After seeing the doctor for a routine checkup, she spots Colleen, who's now working as a receptionist in the hospital. At a party, Marissa talks to a friend about Mark's incident, which happened the same day as her car accident. Months later, Marissa fully recovers from her injuries and goes to a cafe where Samantha works.
Oh, I think that's why she had the accident.
Why?
Because they must have shot her right when she was driving, and then obviously her car kind of.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought as well, but I wasn't sure.
Before. Samantha, who recovers from her injuries and goes to a cafe where Samantha worked before. Samantha, who's now stuck in Marissa's body, enjoys her new life and heads home to eat peanut butter. Subscribe.
That's not a bad deal for her, to be fair.
She was stuck in
Marissa's life
because she got killed while on the thing.
So wait, I'm so confused.
Party. Marissa talks to a friend about Mark's incident, which happened the same day as her new
so
life.
This is Samantha,
Samantha, who's now stuck in
from when she
Marissa's
woke
body,
up from the
enjoys her
accident.
new life and heads home to eat peanut butter.
So she was in that girl's body when she got shot.
Yeah, so now
She's stuck in this girl's body.
So what happens to the girl then? Does that mean she's dead, technically? Because she
don't
can
know,
never
yeah.
go back.
Yeah, but think about it.
I mean, it's not a bad deal for her
but
to
think
be
about
fair.
it. Yeah, but think about it. The guy shot the girl, wants the other girl to control back of her body, right?
No, once the other girl left, the
Yeah.
person's control.
Yeah, so he shot her. Then that means he took the pills to kill that body, but he left the body as well.
Yeah.
There has to be a part 2. This is so dumb. Because there has to be, because either that or he's not recapping it well.
Yeah,
There has
that's
to be an
also part of it,
explanation
because
for
I'm
that
like,
last
there's kind of a lot of
There's a lot missing. Oh, I'm so
because
vexed.
this doesn't really make
Yeah,
sense
because like
right now.
we should see who was controlling those two guys, those two at the beginning.
No,
Anyway.
I think the whole point is that like I don't think you're meant to see them. I think it was just you're supposed to know that someone was like performing an experiment.
Oh, then this movie is
you're
just
not meant
bare
to.
incomplete.
That's not even the part that's incomplete. I feel like that part is excusable, but it's just the fact that there's a lot of like questions that aren't answered. And I would love to tell you what those questions are, but I can't.
I'm
right
very annoyed, guys. Let's listen to the last. Oh, that's it, isn't it?
Subscribe.
now. Yeah, she had peanut butter.
Oh my god, I'm very annoyed.
I'm still-
I feel like there's a
so
part
does that
2.
mean that-
What's the
does
name?
that mean that-
What's the name of the movie?
It doesn't say.
No, it does at the beginning. It did at the beginning.
But does that mean that they still haven't explained to me why her mom suddenly just decided to make her life better?
That's what I'm saying.
Is it
bro.
because Samantha started like going out more and she saw that she got friends and like
I don't
On
know.
an empty road,
Yeah. I don't have a clue why that is. Honestly. Carry on. Sorry, I'm just trying to see.
yeah,
what the name
okay,
of the
yeah,
thing is.
but like, yeah, it still doesn't explain why her mom's life suddenly got better. And I'm guessing she started getting A's because someone took control of like professors, maybe.
Yeah,
And
that's what I'm
then,
saying. I feel like
gave
there
her
is
the
a lot.
grades, but
It's called In Control. There has to be
okay.
another thing of it. There has to be another.
it doesn't seem like the type of movie with a sequel. But
Oh my
sure.
gosh, yeah. I'm so annoyed. Honestly, guys, I'm really annoyed. I'm really, really annoyed. It was a good recap.
It was
I feel like it might have been a good
it
movie
was a
to
good
watch.
concept.
Yeah, I feel like it might have been a good movie.
Yeah, I think this is one of those movies where maybe recap isn't enough.
Yeah,
to, like,
it makes
explain
more
it.
sense when you watch it.
Imagine if
probably.
you watch and this is exactly the exact result you still get out of it.
I'll be so mad. So mad.
Oh god.
But yeah, I don't know, Jack.
Don't forget, guys, like, comment, subscribe,
Okay, guess you
notification
don't.
bell. Like, we can't answer the questions for you, so if they didn't answer it, then we don't have answers for you.
Unless
so
we watch the original, which we will do in 10 seconds. No, we won't.
will not be there. So.
Thank you. Anyways, this has been Unorthodox. This has been Unorthodox reactions. We're back again with another reaction.
No,
we're
we're
leaving
leaving.
reaction. If you're still watching, we appreciate
Of
you.
course.
If you've left early and you're doing whatever you need to do with your life, then we still appreciate you regardless. Thank you for checking in, and hope you look after
Comment,
yourself
reaction,
and stay blessed
suggestions below as usual, and we shall see you
in the next
in
one.
the next one in a bit.